Any questions about what's available? All right. Here are some of the subjects that we offer assistance in. So most of the subjects that you're going to be working with in school, you're going to have access to tutoring assistance for. Any questions about like some of the odder ones that you might not get? Yeah. Computer program we're actually starting to hire tutors for. We have introduction to computer science right now, and it has. I'm not exactly sure what are the languages that are supported for that right now, but it's. I think it's like Java. I want to say some small ones. So yeah, yeah. Is there test prep? So we have some ability to have some static materials, which I can show you that you can help out with. So if you are studying for your tests, if you're studying for your ACT, all of that stuff, or any of the tests for physics or for calculus, or algebra, whatever you're working on, you can log into tutor.com. The best way to do it is if you tell them the exact problem that you're working on. Because if you tell them the exact problem that you're working on, then they can help you get to where you need to go. They're not going to tell you the answers. I'll tell you that right now. They're not just going to give you the answers, but they'll help you get there, and they'll help you by asking a bunch of questions so that it pulls out of your own memory bank. All right? Yeah. Good question. So the question was, how does the communication work? Is it through typing? The answer is yes. It is through typing. And I'm going to show you the classroom in just a little bit. Show you exactly what it looks like. These are AP subjects that are covered. Sometimes it's easier to say what is not covered, and it's like I think we have 3 AP subjects that aren't covered. One is art, and there's like 2 others. Actually, I think it was Latin. Latin's another one, and another language I want to say. Yeah. AP Environmental would be a part of biology, I believe. Yeah, it should be there. Yeah. That's a good question. Let me get back to you. What's your name? David? Let me get back to you. I'll get back to you via Miles about if we support AP Environment. Yeah. AP Psychology, we're actually adding this fall, so you will start to have that. But it's the coming fall, so yeah. Good question. All right, I already talked about this a little bit. You can access it from all of your devices. Now, how do you access it? This is specific to the Fellowship Initiative, and this is how you're going to get to it. So you're going to need to go to this website right here, tutor.com/TFI, and that's where you're going to go to log in. All of your email addresses that you've given to TFI have been sent to us, and so now through those email addresses, you'll have access to tutor.com, okay? Your password is all set the same, which is TFI Fellow, right there. So you can all set that. Once you log into tutor.com, you'll be able to change that password if you so desire by going up to the account section right there. I'm going to log into this right now so that you can see what it looks like. Has anybody logged in yet? Has anybody given it a try? Were you able to get in all right? Awesome. So it should say your name, right? Wicked. Yeah. Yeah, it's a real life person talking to you. Do you want to come up and show it to everybody? Come on up here. Yeah, why don't you log in? Did you want to log out of that one and then log into this one? Yeah. What's your name? Zerion. Zerion, that's right. Yeah, question. Uh-huh. Yeah, so go ahead and sign up for a calculus tutor. Yep. All right, so yeah, appreciate that you're using this one so that all of them can see it on the computer as well. Your name again? Zirian. All right, Zirian. So while Zirian logs in, any questions about the login process? What your username might be? Anybody? Any concerns about what your username might be? Yeah. You don't know what your username is? So what's your name? Jahad. Maybe Miles can help us out with that, helping him out find out what his username is that was given to us. So you should. Everybody else get it? Oh, okay. All right. So if that's actually so guys, listen up real quick. Actually, when you go to tutor.com/TFI, there should be an email there that says if you have any questions or concerns and you don't know what your password is, email student support@tutor.com. Go ahead and do that, and we can help you locate your password as well. Okay? Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So the question is about favorite tutors, and we're going to go into that once we get logged in here. I'll show you the whole thing. Yep. Is there video chat? So it's all done in an here we go. Zirian, is that it? Zirian is logged in, and you can see what it looks like from the student perspective, okay? So this is the whiteboard that you can ask all your questions on. You can talk in a chat box right here to your tutors, okay? It's all going to be in a chat box. It's not going to be video. There's no video. There's no audio. We found that actually students most of the time prefer it this way because it gives a little bit more of anonymity so that you don't have to worry about, you know, people seeing you, what you're doing. You know, you could do it in your clothes, you know, without any clothes on. I don't know, whatever you want to do. But you're able to talk to the tutor via the chat box. You can move the chat box around if you want to, but you can also draw on the whiteboard, and you can also pull in, for instance, if you wanted to take a picture on your phone, you could take a picture of the problem that you're working on. So when you guys were working on that assignment, right as I walked in a little bit ago, you take a picture of what was on the board. You can upload it to a tutor, and they can work with you through it right from there, right from your phone if you want. All right. Zirian, if you want to try drawing on the board so everybody can see it real quick, what it looks like. Yeah, just go for it. Draw the problem out. You can do whatever you want. So with your mouse, he's not used to my mouse. I got it on a higher setting. There you go. So he'll help you out. The tutor will probably help him out by putting it on the board as well. Or maybe not, I don't know. But you can change the color. You can change the color of your pen that you're working with. You can add pictures to it, and the tutor will help you out with that as well. What's up? The tutor can't see us, no. No, yeah, there's no video, there's no audio. Oh, they can see exactly, yes, so the tutor sees what he's doing, yep. The tutor absolutely sees what he's doing. So Ernesto is his tutor, and he's probably like, okay, here we go. Let's do this. Yeah, so we can keep talking to him. You'll notice a couple other things about the classroom here. Down here in the bottom left for you guys and you guys only as a part of your fellowship initiative. But 2, kindergartners probably won't find this very useful because you'll need to be able to communicate via text and via chat with the tutor. Kindergartners typically aren't. Usually right around 4th or 5th grade is when they're able to start doing it. I'm sure he does. Also, so you guys know, the city and county of LA actually pays for sessions during specific times for tutors if you go to your public library. So if you check out your public library, you may be able to have access to that as well. But as the fellowship initiative, you're going to get full access 24 hours if you log in using this one. So that's what I would certainly recommend. Okay? All right, so Ernesto is helping you out. You coming across anything? Is it working? Yeah. You help me out? All right, why don't we, are there any more questions about the classroom and what it looks like, what it does? No? Okay. Go ahead and end the session. I'm going to show you a couple things here. You can say goodbye if you want. Or yeah, you can just, or not. Yeah. So you say thanks. And then go ahead and hit end session. Bingo. Perfect. Yep. You got it. Okay, so now what's going to happen is we're going to ask you to fill in a survey. From the survey, that information goes back. It lets us know if you thought it was a good session. It lets us know how the tutor did in that session. So definitely we ask that you do fill it out because that's the only way for us to know how our tutors are doing. And you guys can provide that feedback for us. So it's very helpful when you do that. Yeah. So good question. So at the end of every session, the tutor actually does have a survey that they fill out, but what that is it just says, is there a what was talked about during that session? So if you, for instance, pick algebra, then the tutor will then designate it as a exponential formula equation. I don't know. What are some algebra terms that they might use? If you're in chemistry, it might be covalent bonds or something like that. They'll designate it a little bit further as to what was discussed in that class. And then they'll also say, did the student walk away with a sufficient understanding if they felt like it or not? That information is just recorded on our end, and so we have that information in case it becomes available. All right. Any other questions? Okay. So we're submitting the feedback right here. And now you have the ability as well to send an email of the transcript of the session to anybody that you want. You can send it to Miles. You can send it to your mom. You can send it to your dad. You can send it to the principal if you want. I don't know. Whoever you might want to send it to, you have the ability to do so in this step right here. You can also print it out. You can also replay the session. So you should be good. Any questions about that? Survey will show up after you end your session in the classroom. Cool. Thank you very much. Can we give a round of applause? Yeah. There you go. Thank you. Take care. All right. So now you've seen what it looks like. I'm going to show you what else is available in this in terms of submitting a document for review. Yeah, question. Good question. That might be a question for Miles at this point. Miles. Yeah, do we know if this is going to be available into college for these students? We're not 100% sure. So to be determined on that. All right. So this is what it looks like when you fill in the question. I think some of you have seen that already. You've watched them fill in. If you wanted to get study resources, somebody had questions about test prep. It was you. Yeah. You can go down here and you can go to study resources right there. And you can select what you might be studying for, and you can put that in right there. And those are static resources. You're not talking to a tutor in those. Those are just static resources that you can use to practice with. Okay. Another thing that you might want to do is take a quiz. So for instance, if you're not quite up to par on a certain topic, you can go into our quizzes here. You can select the topic that you want. So maybe it's algebra and inequalities. Bingo, you can take a quiz on inequalities. Those are just for you. None of that information gets reported back, so you can feel free, if you have a difficulty with a question, bring it right into a tutor, and you can talk with the tutor about it. Yeah. Spanish test, good question. You mean quizzes? It doesn't look like we have Spanish quizzes. Good question. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so right now it's grammar, and it's done online. In the future, there will be some voice capabilities for the languages as well. Yeah, we're not quite there yet, but we're working on it. Great questions, guys. All right, so the last thing, well, a couple more things I want to show you is the document review here. This is what you're going to need to fill out in order to submit a document for review. It's pretty simple. You're going to need to put in the topic of your paper, where you are if you're just starting in the writing process, or if you're a little bit further down and you need just an edit on it, you can designate that here. If you're using any citation formats, let them know, because then they can look it up and they can help you out with that citation format. Does anybody know what citation formats are? And if MLA format, bingo. An example of one would be MLA. There's Chicago style. There's a couple different styles to work with. Yeah. Sure. Mm-hmm. The calculus one isn't pulling up quizzes? Huh. Thanks for pointing that out. I'm going to write that down, and I'm going to ask our product team about that on Monday. Were the other ones showing up for you? Okay. I'm going to ask our product team about that. Thank you very much. Any questions about the document review? Again, you submit it, it'll get sent back to you via email, but if not, you can also check within 24 hours and go to sessions up here in your account tab. You see that up there? My account, and then down to sessions. And assuming you're connected to the internet, you should be able to do it. There we go. So now your previous sessions show up in this file right here. You have the ability to ask the question again. So maybe if further down the line you might need help with the same question again, you can ask it again, bring it into a different tutor, talk with them there. You also have the ability to favorite a tutor. So it looks like we favorited this tutor. And what you can do is, if you have a favorite tutor, you can check out the favorite tutors button here, and you can get into queue to work with them again. So the last session that we had with him was 12 minutes ago, and he is currently offline. So you can't work with him anymore. We must have ran through his hours right there. But when he's back online, you'll be able to talk to that tutor if you'd like. Get into queue to work with that tutor. All right. One other thing that actually you might find useful is a locker. You have the ability to save files into that work with us. This is just one guy. We have physicists that work on, some wild projects like the Manhattan Project. Is anybody familiar with the Manhattan Project? Yeah? Does anybody know what was created because of the Manhattan Project? So we have literally nuclear physicians that have worked with us. We continue to work with us. They like it a lot. So they're all from out the board. You'll be able to talk to them. Again, if you like one in particular, save them as a favorite, and you can go ahead and continue to work with them. Yeah. The survey's not required, but it is something that we'd love your feedback on if you want to provide it for us. Yep.
So let's say 2 people change the tutor and watch that person.
So good question. So the tutors actually will not be tending to 2 people at the same time. So you'll wait your turn in queue to work with that tutor. Yeah. Good question. And the idea is that we really want to make sure that you have individual attention of the tutor at that time. Good question. So do you have to wait for the tutors available? So actually you can get connected to a tutor. Our average wait time is less than a minute throughout all of last year. It was 56 seconds or something like that. If you choose to wait for a specific tutor, you might have to wait a little bit longer. But generally, if you are trying to log into a tutor, you can get one within a minute or 2. It takes about that long. Yeah. Is there a set time that you have at the tutor? Nope. You're able to use it for as long as you need and work with the tutor through that. Now, if, for instance, you get up and you walk away from your computer, the tutor's likely going to cancel the session after 5 minutes of inactivity or something like that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So when you log back in and you click on your favorite tutors and you say, I want to work with this tutor again, that puts you in the queue right there. So once you leave, you're going to have to do it again, is what you'll have to do. Yeah. Yeah, so the tutors are instructed to stay up to a half hour after their time ends. So they generally won't accept the session when there's 5 minutes left on their shift. But what they'll do is our typical sessions average about 25 minutes. So typically you should be fine. You shouldn't have to worry about that. Good questions, though. Really good questions. Okay, what's the website that you need to go to in order to? tutor.com/TFI, bingo. That's all I have at this point. Any other questions for me? You guys had some really good questions today. I'm going to save this and I'm going to send this to all of the Chicago and the New York students as well. Again, if you have questions, go ahead and shoot them to studentsupport@tutor.com. We can help you out. Thank you. All right.